Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is here, and there is a load of stuff it doesn't just come out and say to you. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, 10 things Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 doesn't tell you. Starting off with number 10, how to slide cancel. Now, a thing they made a big deal about this year is that the slide cancel is back. If you're a Modern Warfare 2018 vet, you know exactly what they're talking about, but for everyone else, it might as well be a foreign language. Thing is, slide canceling isn't a movement ability that's exclusively for pros. It's useful for the entire game, and if you know how to use it, your survivability in matches is gonna go up. Basic concept is that the game lets you cancel out of a slide. In Modern Warfare 2, it wasn't there, so anytime you would slide, triggered by sprinting and then pressing the crouch button, you were forced to complete the slide and stopped before you could start moving again, and by slide canceling, you're getting all the benefits of doing that slide, but now you're not locked in. You're a lower target that's harder to track, and you got none of the negatives. It's relatively simple this time around too. They went out of their way to make the button combo much more intuitive than in the first Modern Warfare reboot. Slide like normal, tab sprint again, mid slide, and you cancel out of it. That's it. In previous games you had to press jump, but this time they let you press the thumbstick by default, negating the need to switch to a different control scheme if you want to keep both thumbs on the sticks, and it is great. Before jumping into the game fully, I'd suggest taking a minute to practice, but it'll become second nature pretty quick. To make it even easier, there's a few settings you can change. Go into gameplay and change slide dive behavior to slide only, and you'll never dive by mistake. Turning on auto sprint is also an option. Personally, I like to control when I do sprint, but a lot of people swear by this option. Try a few things out, figure out what's best for you. It's easier than ever to slide cancel, so you should. And number 9 is overpowered guns. Another year, another Call of Duty, another answer to the question, which guns are overpowered? This year's a little different. Instead of getting a whole new roster of broken guns, Modern Warfare 3 only has a few new guns and a whole lot of returning guns from last year. The balance doesn't seem to be totally broken this time around, which is nice. From my time with the beta and the full release, I'm not noticing a lot of weapons really stand out as being completely unbalanced. There are always going to be a few standouts, but nothing straight up broken, which is good, honestly. That doesn't mean there isn't something to talk about here, because there is. Instead of there just being a few specific powerful weapons in the game, there's a whole category, and it's called Modern Warfare 3 Guns. The new guns introduced to the game are just better than the ones from last year, with very few exceptions. The MP5 does still hold its own, for example. The new grenade launcher is kind of weak, but if you're talking about ARs and SMGs, the new ones are all the best ones. In terms of stats, they may all look similar, or even somewhat worse compared to last year's guns, but those stats that you're looking at are not accurate. Modern Warfare 3's guns are balanced around the game's baseline of 150 health. All the old guns were balanced around 100 health, and instead of updating the stats, they reflect when they were balanced, which is not how it should be. But if you want to do well and don't want to think too hard, find a Modern Warfare 3 exclusive gun that's an AR or an SMG and spray and pray. You probably do better than if you used a Modern Warfare 2 gun. Marksman rifles used to be pretty high tier, but they're way worse this year. On top of added health, which makes these weapons all but worthless. They're not one-hit kills, so that sucks. But also, you no longer get aim assist when you're aiming down sights, so they're just way weaker. If you're looking for something fun, try the conversion set Rossetti. It did get nerfed pretty hard with the day 1 patch, but it's still a lot of fun. It's basically an SMG, but in your secondary slot. It doesn't have a lot of ammo, but it's got a surprising amount of stopping power for a pistol. Also, it looks ridiculous. Like, what is going on with the frame on this thing? And number 8, where is Overkill? One of the more essential perks in COD multiplayer is Overkill. It's the one that lets you carry 2 primaries. Every single game has it, but if you look through the Create a Class menu, it doesn't seem to be anywhere. There's nothing that says that you can carry 2 primaries anywhere. Seriously, I look. It is there, though. If you look at the Gunner Vest, it says that it lets you deploy with max ammo and gives you improved reload speed, which is nice, but it has an unnamed additional function. It lets you carry 2 primaries. Doesn't say it anywhere. There's nothing to tell you that this is what it does, but look at it. That's what it does. There's also the Overkill Vest, which does the same thing. It doesn't tell you what its most important feature is, but at least it has it in the name, Overkill. This thing makes it so you don't just equip 2 primaries, it also lets you equip 2 secondaries instead, a feature that hasn't appeared in the series since Black Ops 4. I don't know why they don't just tell you what these vests do, but at least Overkill is still here. It's just kind of hidden for some reason. And number 7, what exactly is different this time around? I want to dedicate this entry to simply explaining what's actually new this time around. With this game basically being an updated version of last year's game, there's not actually a whole lot. Probably the biggest under the hood change is time to kill, which has been extended, giving everyone 150 health by default. If you're used to the old game's time to kill, it's going to take some getting used to, but in practice, it's not terribly different, at least at close range. Mainly affects medium and long distance shootouts, giving an advantage to players with long distance weapons like sniper rifles, blah, blah, blah. In general, if someone's far away, it's often better to just let them pass than to try to take pot shots. But yeah, already talked about slide canceling, but there's also reload canceling, which is nice. Another way the game is incentivizing movement and aggression. There's almost no disadvantage to reloading now because you can just start shooting almost immediately, at least with most guns. Another major update is the visual recoil. It's down overall. Well, a lot of Modern Warfare 2 guns have pretty harsh visual recoil. Most of the Modern Warfare 3 guns don't have a lot, and it makes shooting less of a confusing visual mess. Yet again, this change makes it easier for AR and SMG players who like to sprint around and get into close quarters shootouts. That's on top of the overall movement speed increases. You move faster, aim faster, mantle up ledges faster. It's all around just faster. And while each individual change probably seems small, it adds up to a more aggressive game. And believe me, it's definitely more enjoyable if that's what you like. I personally do like that. I have my gripes with the game, but that is definitely not one of them. One other thing though, tac stance, which I will dedicate an entire point to, because what is it? Moving on to number 6, it is tac stance. If you just jump into this game without reading about it, you may not even realize it's a thing. It's never really explained what it is or what it does, so I'll attempt to explain it here. Tac stance is basically a modified version of aim down sights that sacrifices a little accuracy for some aim speed. It's kind of a middle ground between hip fire and ADS, and it takes a little getting used to. To actually use it, you gotta aim, press down on the controller, makes so you turns his gun on the side, Solid Snake style. That's tac stance, and you can switch between it and regular aiming whenever you want. It has its positives and its negatives. At close range, very useful. Anything that lets you aim faster than the other guy in multiplayer is huge. Whoever gets their aim on the enemy first is usually who's winning, so having something that makes you aim faster is potentially the winning thing. When you're in small maps with tight and close spaces, tac stance is awesome. But when you're more open maps with long sight lines, your enemy might be a few more steps away. That's when you're going to lose some matchups because of accuracy. So tac stance is kind of a trade-off with that. And it's one that you're going to have to deal with if you want to slide cancel, because sliding automatically puts you in tac stance while you're in motion. For a lot of players, this is the only time they're probably going to ever see it, but it's worth swapping between every once in a while because it can be helpful if you're the spray and pray type. And number 5, how unlocks work in the Armory. The Armory unlock system is proving to be divisive and a little confusing for folks. Instead of just letting you unlock things by leveling up like in previous games, certain weapons and equipment also require you to, complete challenges. There is a reason players are upset here. It sounds incredibly annoying, and it's annoying. I'm not going to pretend that it isn't, but it could be a lot worse as long as you understand how it works. Basically, what you're doing is that you select something in the Armory that you want to work to unlock. With that set, you need to complete challenges and earn points towards unlocking the thing. The thing that's getting people annoyed is there's only so many daily challenges you can complete in a day, and it seems like you're inevitably forced to wait for certain unlocks, but it's actually not the case. If you do complete all the daily challenges, the game adds an additional bonus challenge that never goes away. This challenge is repeatable for the rest of the day, so just finish it and keep doing it. So theoretically, you can keep unlocking things even after you've run out of daily challenges. The only roadblock left is if you get a challenge that requires a field upgrade you haven't unlocked yet, then you're out of luck, which, again, it is not annoying. And number 4, there are ways to get around the Armory unlock system. Like I said, there are some roadblocks to unlocking things, but there's also workarounds. Most of these involve the new Zombies mode, where you can actually unlock guns and field upgrades just by picking them up. Seriously, if you just find a gun, you want it real bad, you pick it up and exfil out of there, you unlocked it. The important thing to remember here is to be sure that you've got it equipped. If it's stashed, then it won't unlock, but if you have it as part of your loadout, it will. So while the Zombies mode is not incredible, sadly, it is an excellent place to go if you want to unlock certain things early. If you can't find what you're looking for on the map, don't worry, because Zombies mode is a great place to farm for EXP and unlock tokens to give you free armory unlocks too. You can get like half a dozen of these things in a single match if you play your cards right. Just complete challenges as you play and you'll be rolling in unlocked tokens. If you're just looking to grind out some experience, Zombies mode is probably the best place to do it in the game right now. Even if it's not the best mode, certainly pales in comparison to older zombie modes, but yeah, that's not really what grinding is about, is it? At number 3, Zombies mode has third person. Most annoying thing about the Zombies modes in Call of Duty is that when you get slapped in the back by some undead you never saw coming, and then you end up dropping dead before you realize what happened. It sucks, but Modern Warfare 3 Zombies mode finally fixes the problem by letting people switch to third person. All you have to do is hold down on the D-pad with a controller, and you'll switch from first person to third person view, so you can finally see the things that are behind you. There are downsides though. You get no crosshair of any kind when shooting. Only guns with scopes let you properly aim, so if you hit something that's far away, you probably want to switch back to first person. But if you're dealing with zombies, third person is extremely helpful, especially if you're playing solo and don't have anybody watching your back. At number 2, there's a powerful tool for capturing points called the ACS. It's a field upgrade that can be deployed to slowly capture points even when you're not standing on them. Doesn't sound that great, but for everyone out there who consistently finds themselves on a team that never goes for the objective, this is an extremely handy tool. It's not particularly tough, so it's weak to enemy fire, but it stacks with anyone on an objective and speeds up capturing, and will hold objectives while you're away. My favorite use for this thing is setting up ambushes. You throw it down on a capture point and then hide nearby. Enemies will charge a spot thinking someone's there, and you can easily get the drop on them. For maps like High Rise with exposed capture points, having something like this will save you a lot of deaths, but it is a kind of situational tool. That said, extremely powerful in the right hand. At the very least, it'll help you actually win some games so you can unlock more stuff in the armory. And finally, at number 1, terminal search and destroy trick still works. If you played the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you might remember the infamous search and destroy terminal glitch where you could place the bomb from the outside of the airport at point A. Let you completely avoid the death trap that is inside of the plane, and you can do it again in Modern Warfare 3. Terminal is back and the bug is exactly the same. Just turn on search and destroy, climb up into the wing of the plane, aim at where the bomb site is, and you should see a prompt. It's that easy. Makes one of the most annoying spots on the map incredibly easy, or at least much easier. I'm not sure how effective the trick really is, because you have to be right in the middle of the map to do it, but it's pretty funny that this bug is still here more than 12 years later. Like, I wonder, did they put it in intentionally? And that's all for today. Leave us a comment, let us know what you think. If you like this video, click like. If you're not subscribed, now's a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week. Best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription, so click subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications, and as always, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at Falcon the Hero. We'll see you next time right here on Game Ranks.